The state is in an emergency crisis itself. I have an article here from the New York Times. I think it's intelligent to read more, no disrespect, than the Herald Palladium. Mounting debts by states stoke fears of crisis. And in this article it talks about making cuts that are unthinkable, which is eliminating fire departments and closing down or laying off police officers. Because anytime you have an economic problem, in many cases it causes a social problem and a criminal problem. And when you don't have the law enforcement and public safety in place, then that causes an even greater problem. The emergency financial manager has not complied with Public Act 72 of 1990. He has not consulted with the mayor and city commission as mandated by law. Mr. Harris has unilaterally made all decisions without any consideration by the local government. His failure to consult with the elected body has caused an environment that is not conducive for progress. The elected body of the city of Benton Harbor is requesting the resignation of Mr. Joseph L. Harris or his removal. In addition, we request that the Republican-led Assembly and Governor-elect reform Public Act 72 of 1990. With 38 other cities in the state of Michigan under financial stress, Public Act 72 of 1990 may become a norm. There must be a clear definition of the duties and responsibilities of an emergency financial manager. There must be checks and balances to prevent the erosion of democratic principles and violations of laws. There must be a greater oversight by the State of Michigan Emergency Loan Board, State Treasury, not excluding the office of the governor. A side note, when the emergency financial manager was sent into Highland Park, he agreed and approved by the loan board to work for $1 a day. He has since been indicted for embezzlement into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is all under the Granholm administration. For those who love the Detroit Pistons, and as a basketball fan, they're dear to my heart, but the Pontiac Silverdome was sold for just a few $100,000 by the emergency financial manager in Pontiac to simply, quote unquote, balance the budget. There must be, the emergency financial manager must be accountable and responsible for only fiscal duties. The emergency financial manager cannot serve on any boards or join any organizations to prevent conflicts in interest. The emergency financial manager here in Benton Harbor was placed on the consortium board for community development. For what purpose? And now the president or chairman's fiance is serving as the strategic planner or volunteer for the city of Benton Harbor. The emergency financial manager should only be accountable to the loan board of the state of Michigan, not in cahoots or cavorting with other boards and organizations. This is a conflict of interest and it's not ethical. The emergency financial manager must follow all laws, local, state, and federal. Lastly, if a political autopsy was done on the Granholm administration, Public Act 72 of 1990, and the acronym EFM would be traced in the report. The EFM experiment under the Granholm administration can be summarized as a dismal failure, and in certain cases, a lawless misadventure. Hopefully, under the Snyder administration, it can become a good public policy, because as it is now, it's a mockery of democracy. Thank you.
All right. I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you for coming to this press conference. As was forestated, we are and we will move forward with our team of attorneys. It's been limited to the fact of who will pay for the attorney. Nowhere in America can you find where a government has been restricted to vote. As was forestated, when it came to us voting on a resolution for the Whirlpool development, which is a conflict of interest, we were threatened before the meeting that if you vote, we will have you removed. They had not sent him here for legislative responsibilities, only to balance the budget. Yesterday, there was a Public Act 210 that had no financial bearing, that only needed to be amended. Joe Harris signed this for the Whirlpool Development Corporation. This is a violation of Public Act 72. He was not sent here to assume the authority of the mayor or the city commission. He was sent here because there was a financial emergency. Now, in a financial emergency, how can you hire, rewind, how can you fire full-time employees who are union employees and now hire 25 part-time employees to replace them? This is a violation of the collective bargaining agreement. We, the commission, will stand behind the firefighters, because I believe we do need a fire department. We will stand behind our police department, because I do believe we need a police department. He is not qualified to be a fire chief in the city of Benton Harbor. He is not qualified to be a police chief in the city of Benton Harbor. He was not elected by the citizens of Benton Harbor to be the mayor of Benton Harbor or a city councilman of the city of Benton Harbor, which he has assumed the responsibility. Let me assure you, this has nothing to do with any sanitation contract. That was a cover-up and smoking glass and mirrors. This has nothing to do with the resignation or the non-renewal of the city manager. But what it has all to do is the fact of that we still have a legislative responsibility to the citizens of Benton Harbor, and he is now assuming that authority, and he was not sent here to do that. Who in America can threaten Barack Obama and tell Barack Obama that if you vote, we will have you removed? Granholm, well, maybe now they can tell her if she votes, she'll be removed. Something has to be done, and we're willing to do it. We stand here as the majority of the commission. Who's going to pay for the attorney? Any attorney who stands for anything before the right to vote in America will pick up this case. We do have an attorney. We do have legal counsel. We will, the city commission, stand with anybody who is standing against this regime, who is trying to take the authority of the local government. There's a Supreme Court hearing that will be coming up soon. Find out how the city commission stands. Because we will not stand with anybody who is trying to take advantage of our local taxpayers. No one has said who's going to pay for the water bond, but he gave away our water lines to the township. We don't even know how much money we receive for that. Nobody knows who's going to put out the fire when the bridge goes up, because as it is now, you can't go on the fire unless you have more than 2 firefighters or 3. Who's going to give you the answer? We have tried over and over and over again to meet. The word comply is not a conversation. The word to communicate or to consult. When you consult a doctor, you don't go to tell him what kind of medication you need. He tells you what kind of medication you need. So they have misinterpreted this act, Public Act 72, to now become a dictatorship instead of a way to try to help a community that was in financial trouble. We stand here today saying that we understand why he was here, but we do not understand what he's doing now. Everything that is coming from certain entities in our community, he is approving it behind our back, and the commission has to FOIA the information. How is this possible? You're in the United States of America. You have a right to vote. And when we're voting, how can you overturn a vote that has no financial ramifications? So we stand here today saying that we're not going to back down. We're not going to give up. And we're not going to be turned out. There was a statement made in the Herald Palladium, I'm done, that he assumed the mayor's office and has moved in the mayor's office. But there's no phones in the mayor's office. There's no bookcases in the mayor's office. There's nothing in the mayor's office right now. So as Bob the EFM did, if you got that article in your emails, he perjured himself on the witness stand. Everything that this city commission has been told so far, we have found it to be a lie. We have found it to be a cover-up of what's really going on. Who's paying the high water bills but the city of Benton Harbor? Who's paying the highest tax millages in the region but the citizens of Benton Harbor? So who's bearing the blunt of this takeover? The citizens of Benton Harbor. And we stand here today to say enough is enough. We're filing a legal injunction and also a class action lawsuit against not only the emergency financial manager, but those who are included in this action. Again, we do stand behind our firemen who have also put in litigation against Mr. Harris. We're also standing behind our police department, who has also put in some legal action against Mr. Harris. And now we will stand behind the Department of Public Works, who have been displaced and now have been replaced. How in the world, if you're broke, I'm done, can you hire 33 people? We have 6 new employees in the finance office and no one knows how much they make. There have been raises given to individuals, considerable raises, but you're broke. How can you do this? We want to thank you, and we want to open it up for questions from the news media first. Only media, and please state your name and your affiliation. Thank you.